Hey Opties! Today we're looking at point slope form on Khan Academy. Let's go ahead and get started. The first problem asks us to complete the point slope formula or equation of the line, and we have 2 points, 1, -1 and 5, 2. Remember, point slope. Slope is the other thing we need other than a point. What I like about this is that it already shows us which point it's using, and that will be that first point listed, 1, -1, because it already has part of the equation written. So before we go too crazy here, let's go ahead and find the slope, and then we can think about actually completing this equation. So we have our slope formula lined up for us. I went ahead and just marked that first point as point 1 and the second point is point 2. It doesn't matter which is your first and second point, as long as you're starting with the first point on both your x and y, or starting with your second point on both x and y. Because your 2's and your 1's for your subscripts have to be aligned. Otherwise, you're not truly doing the slope. You're mixing up your order, which is not good. So let's go ahead and apply this. So we've applied the slope formula. That second point's y value, so 2, minus the first point's y value, which is a -1. So 2 minus -1 gives us a 3. That second point's x value, which is a 5, minus the first point's x value, which is a 1, gives us 4. So 3/4 is our slope. Now let's substitute into our point slope formula, and we need to use this first point because they've already used the y value of the first point in their part of the equation. So we know we have to go along with their part of the equation to finish it up. We have used that first point to substitute into the point slope formula, and I simplified by eliminating this parenthesis here, these parentheses, and it's just simply the x minus 1 in that quantity. Now let's write it in our blank and see if we're correct. To write this fraction, this 3/4, you need to use this fraction tool. You might be able to put your 3/4 in parentheses and write it like 3 divided by 4, like not on top of each other, but you might as well use this fraction tool here. For one, it makes it a lot prettier, and 2, it's probably a little easier. So that x minus 1, not 2, 1, keeps our parentheses with us, and let's see if we're correct. Yay! This second one, it also gives us 2 points, and we can tell that they used also this first point for their part of the equation. So let's find the slope first, and then we'll substitute into the point slope formula. We've subtracted our y's, and now we're dividing by subtracting our x's. And we're starting with that second point on both the numerator and denominator. So 0 minus 7 is -7. And -4 minus a -5 is -4 plus 5, which is a 1. So our slope is -7. Let's go ahead and just type in our point slope formula. -7 is our slope. We have a quantity of x minus the x value. We know we're using this first point because they've already used the -7, showing they've used that 7 of that first point. So we're subtracting a -5, which could be like this, minus -5, but if we want to write it in the simplest form, it's going to be a plus 5. So let's check. All right. That's it for point slope form. Just a little review, just a little practice together. See y'all next time.